Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel.
Obviously, there's always an opportunity to come to an agreement, and we're willing to negotiate in good faith, but also understand with this $3,000 tax credit, it's also going to impact the existing $2,000 tax credit that's already there for children. And when you look at what they're doing to target this benefit, you're going to be increasing taxes on those that receive the existing $2,000 tax credit that's out there. The Washington Post had that commentary. And for somebody who ran on the idea of not raising taxes on those that were making $400,000 or less, I think that question has to be asked as we go through this debate. And that is something I don't think there's an answer for.
But remember guys, let's try to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of this week. If we hit 50,000 subscribers by February 14th, this Sunday, I'll be giving away 10 more gift cards. But folks, that only happens if we're able to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this week. If you want to enter the giveaway, folks, remember that all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, drop a like on this video, and leave me a comment down below. It's as simple as that, folks, and best of all, it's free.
And if you're going to raise taxes on people with that $2,000 tax credit that is existing by what you're doing with this $3,000 tax credit, I think someone's got to answer that question. But that being said, we need to be working together. That's why we, in the Problem Solvers Caucus, broke off $160 billion for immediate vaccine distribution and assistance. We should come to agreement easily on that. We got variants going on in the economy. We got things that are with the variants in the virus itself that need to be addressed. Let's work together to get this out the door ASAP.
However, some lawmakers are concerned about Joe Biden's plan, and that could still provide stimulus checks to people who do not need them. Research from a recent study that was released this week found that 73% of the $1,400 checks will go towards savings and provide limited stimulus to the economy.
Simple one, what happens now and how soon could that money be released?
Well, the $1,400 is going to go out the door. I have all the faith and confidence that'll happen. What they want to do is target it. And they're looking at basically the people that are receiving it, what income level, who needs it the most. And they're saying up to $50,000 for a single individual and up to $100,000. What happened, they had it 75 and 150 before, but we didn't know because of other factors involved. There were people making $250,000 and $300,000 receiving checks. Okay. And Democrats and Republicans start saying that was not our intent at all. So they're trying to make sure it's targeted to the people that really need it. So that's where it'll happen, and it will go out quickly once we get this passed.
Everything that's being proposed, more stimulus, higher minimum wage, and raising taxes to pay for it all is not good. Most of the time, any government intervention is always a bad idea. Stimulus looks nice in the short term until we have to pay for it. The sad part is, the middle class is usually the one that always gets burned and pays higher taxes. The biggest thing we need to protect is the goose that lays the golden eggs. That is small business. If any kind of stimulus needs to be given out, it's to small business owners to make sure that we can save as many as we can. Small business made up over 50% of the private sector unemployment before the pandemic. I sadly don't think that's going to be the case anymore. We need to let the free markets work efficiently and properly, and when parts of the economy is still shut down, it can't function properly.
Well, no. It's got to go. The votes will go quickly, Tony. The bottom line is this process moves, but they just have to have an open process so amendments can be made. Chuck Schumer said he wants that to happen. He wants a bipartisan process, and I know he does, so that's fine. They'll get the amendments, and there's some of those amendments make sense. There'll be some people voting for the amendments. It might pass, and it might not, but everyone should have their fair share and their say. That's what's going to happen, and that's the process we have. You can't shut them out. You just can't jam it down. It's not that way it should be. And the $600 billion where they were was a starting point from them. I think they would go up substantially. The 1.9, we'll see where we are there. But if they can't come to an agreement, from the standpoint it doesn't go to 1.9 and it's sure a lot more than 1.6, we can do an awful lot of infrastructure work. That's where we really have to go to. But we're going to make sure that basically people that are unemployed will not go with an unemployment check after March 14th. So that's going to make sure that we take extensions there. We're going to make sure that we're still helping business PPP. We got to look at the restaurant, entertainment business is collapsing. There's so many things that we need to do.
Friday's passage of the budget resolution in the Senate means that most other Americans can expect a deposit in their bank accounts, and that's a good thing. And Democrats will also push the bill through on the partisan basis, even if they cannot count on any GOP support. On Friday, 2 House members, Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware and Republican David McKinley of West Virginia, proposed a standalone and bipartisan stimulus check bill, as both sides of the political aisle continue to battle over the relief package. McKinley said, and I quote, By providing a third round of individual relief, millions of Americans will receive the help they need. As Congress continues to negotiate additional stimulus relief measures, we must prioritize family-focused direct assistance to those who need it the most. In regards to SSI benefits, everybody, to qualify for disability benefits, you must be unable to work because you have a medical condition, be younger than your full retirement age, and meet SSA's definition of disability. And to qualify for benefits as a disabled surviving spouse, you must be divorced or from a deceased spouse and meet the following requirements. Be at least age 50, but not yet age 60, and not entitled to an equal or higher Social Security retirement benefit based on your own work. In regards to unemployment benefits, everybody, or start of a second phase of new federal unemployment benefits. And that means out-of-work Coloradans who had exhausted their pandemic benefits last year have been waiting since December 26th for additional money to become available. In the long-awaited rollout of federal unemployment benefits, for those who have used up all their options, now has a start date of February 22nd. That's according to the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment.
He said he is willing to deal on some things, like lowering the income cutoff for stimulus checks and holding off on a $15 minimum wage. But on other provisions, like $400 a week unemployment benefits for the next 6 months, Mr. Biden is holding firm, to the frustration of a group of Senate Republicans who had hoped he would meet them halfway.
The administration is showing very clearly they don't care if they have to work with us.
The COVID bill could be overshadowed.
The Congressional Budget Office projects it would cause 1.4 million jobs to be cut, but also lift 900,000 Americans out of poverty. The study finding it would also add $54 billion to the federal deficit over 10 years and cause inflation to go up, which means the things we buy would be more expensive. As it stands now, there may not even be enough support from Democrats to pass it, and it's still unclear whether the measure would be allowed under the reconciliation process. One issue on which there is some agreement: benefits for families with children. There are proposals from both sides of the aisle, including one officially released by Democrats today. CNBC's Ilan Moy now live in Washington. Ilan, what more are we learning about this latest proposal?
Well, Shep, Democrats are talking about sending hundreds of dollars to families with children every single month. This would come through a tax credit that normally you get in one big lump sum when you file your return. But Democrats want to break it up so that families who are struggling to make ends meet can pay the bills each month.
To make sure this
Senators Marco Rubio and Mike Lee, who have supported expanding this credit in the past, are now warning that it could turn into a child allowance. They say that's not tax relief, that's welfare assistance. And Republican Senator Mitt Romney's idea is to send $3,000 to school-age kids and up to $4,200.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate everyone's amazing support.